Hello friends, welcome to our learning series on SAP BODS performance tuning. In this tutorial, we'll be discussing about the degree of parallelism and parallel processing. So what exactly is degree of parallelism? It's a property in SAP BODS with which we can change the number of instances that are created to execute an operation in a job. So when we keep the degree of parallelism to a particular number, say for instance 4, then BODS will create 4 instances of the same transformation internally, which is like one original transform and 3 replicas of the same transform, and then starts to process them parallelly with all 4 instances. Okay, so it's with DOP flag, the optimizer will split the transform into multiple instances and later the data is merged together. So degree of parallelism helps us to use the server to a much better possible extent. So DOP should be used when we have huge data and we also when we have the performance issues. So only when we face performance issues, it's advised to use degree of parallelism. If everything is fine and when we are dealing with little amount of data, then we should not use this because see the BODS already has an optimizer. So this optimizer will try to make some changes like full push down and all to the jobs. So when we use this degree of parallelism, this full push down operation of BODS optimizer is restricted. So only when we have performance issue, it's better to use this. So and see here we can see where we can make the change to the job. Inside the job, we have something like this property, and here we have the degree of parallelism, and we can make it to any specific number for the instances to start. Okay, yeah, and the next thing we will discuss is about parallel processing. See, we have the sequential processing usually that will happen in BODS jobs. So in a particular BODS job, we will have multiple data flows that are connected to each other. So when those data flows or workflows, if they are not connected to each other, then like this, if they are like this, then it's the parallel processing. Okay. So when parallel processing is enabled in BODS server, the server itself waits and coordinates for all the steps to complete and then it goes to the next step, which is sequential. So, for instance, in this particular, the first workflow, uh, if we have multiple, data flows that are running, the server itself waits for this to complete and this to complete and this to complete and then it will go to the next uh, job. Okay, so yeah, we see in a particular job we can have either connected data flows or independent data flows. We cannot have both together. This is a point that we have to keep in mind. Okay, and if we are having multiple tables loading in a workflow which are aligned in parallel. For instance, some dimension tables, the huge count would cause an overhead to the server, which will cause the performance issue. So to avoid this, we have an option to set the value to a specific upper limit. This the default value is 8 and we can specify a different number. Now the specified number of the data flows will execute in parallel and the rest of them will wait in the queue to be processed. So yeah, see, this is the parallel processing concept. We can either use this for different data flows and workflows, or we can maybe use this degree of parallelism uh, because see there are multiple servers when only a particular job is being executed in a sequence, the other servers are kept idle. So here we can use those servers also to work for us to optimize the performance. Okay, yeah, thank you guys, thanks for watching. Do subscribe to our channel. Thank you.